Howdy, folks. This is Alan on today's news. The first thing I got for you here, Amazon begins layoffs of workers on devices team. This is from ABC News from yesterday.
They poised to lay off some 10,000 workers starting as soon as this week. According to the New York Times, it's the largest round of layoffs in the company's history. Business reporter Alexis Christoforous joins me live now for more on this. Alexis, why are they doing this?
Well, a lot of tech companies are doing it. Unfortunately, Amazon is just the latest one. Of course, this comes on the heels of similar belt tightening at Facebook parent Meta, which laid off 11,000 workers just last week. Twitter, which sliced its workforce in half after Elon Musk's takeover, and job cut announcements at Lyft, Stripe, and other tech companies. Now, a lot of these tech companies, of course, rely on advertisers for a huge portion of their revenue, but a growing number of those companies are shrinking their ad budgets amid high inflation and the slowing economy. Also, a lot of tech companies went on a hiring spree during the pandemic. Amazon alone hired about 800,000 people over the last couple of years to meet the surge in demand from online shoppers as we all spent more time at home. But of course, as the economy reopened and consumer prices soared, people shifted their time and money away from buying stuff and instead to things like going out and travel. And now these tech companies are trying to adjust their payrolls in order to get back to those pre-pandemic levels.
Now, I know demand may be going down overall because, again, we're kind of coming out of the pandemic, but holiday season's coming up. Online shopping ramps up during that time. So what is that going to mean for that? Will there be an impact?
We're not expecting there to be. The holidays are so important to these companies. For Amazon, they make up most of their revenue during the holidays. You have to believe that they feel confident that they can let these workers go and still be able to meet demand during what they now believe to be a less busy holiday season than they have seen over the
Amazon to
past
cut
couple of years.
10,000
Does this
workers
offer any
starting next week.
insight into sort of the bigger picture on the jobs market? Are we seeing that weakening? What does this mean for potential recession? Are there tea leaves here?
Right. Those are the questions, and economists are also asking the same questions. Overall, tech companies make up just 2% of the employment picture in this country, so not as big as you might expect. But what starts to happen is there's sort of this contagion. Other companies might start tightening their belt, and also consumers, even if they have jobs, may start to feel fearful about their jobs and maybe not go out and buy the car and not go out and do a big holiday spend because they want to be more budget conscious. But many people are saying this could become a self-fulfilling prophecy, and we could still see a recession, a mild one, at some point next year.
What are you watching for as indicators of whether that is or isn't happening?
We are in a
Inflation.
recession.
They keep talking about it. We're going to get new.
Anyway, it says here Amazon began layoffs on Wednesday for workers on its devices team, which focuses on products like its voice operator Alexa. Dave Limp, Senior Vice President of Devices and Services, said in a memo. The move adds the company to a list of major tech firms that have imposed job cuts in recent weeks, including Facebook, parent company of Meta, and Twitter. The memo did not provide details on the scale of the layoffs, but the job losses arrive at a time when the company typically expands its workforce during the busy holiday season. We continue to face an unusual, uncertain macroeconomic environment, the memo said. Anyway, there'll be more layoffs. That's it. That's just the start of the iceberg there. Okay, here's one here from CNBC. The energy transition will fail unless the industry fixes wind power issues, Siemens Energy CEO says. Never forget, renewables like wind roughly need 10 times the material compared to what conventional technology needs, Siemens Energy CEO tells CNBC. So if you have problems on the supply chain, it hits wind extremely hard, and this is what we see. Christian Bush adds. Siemens Energy says its overall performance has been held back by the negative development at Siemens Gamesa Renewable Energy, a wind turbine manufacturer. It has a majority stake in. The CEO of Siemens Energy on Wednesday argued that energy transition will fail unless the industry addresses a number of issues currently facing the wind power sector. Everybody concentrating on solar. In an interview with the CNBC Squawk Box Europe, Christian Bruce said his firm was in the heart of the energy transition, but noted that there were challenges especially when it came to supply chain. Well, I know Germany's getting rid of their windmills and going back to coal. The world should be worried. This is from MoneyWise. Saudi Aramco, the world's largest oil producer, has issued a dire warning over extremely low capacity. Here are 3 stocks for protection. The global oil market remains tight, according to Saudi, the largest oil producer in the world. And that does not bode well for a world that still relies heavily on fossil fuel. Today, there's a spare capacity that extremely low, Saudi Aramco CEO says at a conference in London. As China opens up the economy, starts improving on the aviation industry, starts asking for more jet fuel, you will erode the spare capacity. Nasser warns that oil prices could quickly spike again. When you erode the spare capacity, the world should be worried. There will be no space for any hiccup, any interruption, any unforeseen events anywhere around the world. There's enough of that one. Soho streets will be covered in anti-pee paint to give revelers nasty surprise. Special paint could be put all over Soho to stop drunk partygoers peeing everywhere. Westminster City Council is considering using the paint that will give inconsiderate visitors a nasty surprise and splash them back if they try and wee on it. Kind of funny. In the past, the issue of public urination has gotten so bad that partygoers have peed through Soho residents' letterboxes. Locals say the area has been treated as an alfiscolo. This is from My London News. The council confirmed to the local Democratic Reporting Service that it is considering the unusual measure to deter people from using the area as a toilet. Soho Society Chairman Tim Lord told the local reporting service, "I think for those residents whose houses do not get urinated on, it's sort of a bit of payback. There are hundreds of drunk people who meet at pubs in Soho. It's extraordinary we don't have more public toilets in Soho. On Houston Street, residents just get people urinating on their doors. It's awful." Once Soho trader was previously forced to clear up human feces and use condoms twice a day, as so many people went to the loo next to his market stall. In 2021, Robin Smith, who runs Soho Dairy and Berwick Street Market, had to wash down the street near his stall every morning as it was covered in human excrement. Robin said, "Every morning you have to stand in a puddle of piss. The stench is all around you. We get used to it in the summer because it's become so normal. It's unfortunate to the extreme. It's an alfiscolo," whatever that means. Oh, what's this? I thought that was going to leave you some funny news, but something else I've seen here. Family Dollar, another discount chain, are closing stores starting Friday. This is from Best Life. Dated on Wednesday, 12/58. Family Dollar and another discount chain are closing stores starting Friday. With the holiday shopping season just around the corner and inflation still high, it's never been more vital for shoppers to score for savings. As a result, many U.S. have turned on to the discount stores, but it will become harder for certain customers to do this soon, as some popular chains are closing locations in the U.S. Read on to find out where Family Dollar and another discount retailer are shuttering stores soon. What is here? That's probably what they're talking about. Kroger and one other grocery chain are closing stores starting this month. We may be close to leaving the pandemic behind, but the same cannot be said for the explosive trend of store closures, and that's accompanied it. Since 2020, we've seen countless companies pare down and retail footprint, but by shuttering brick and mortar stores, and shoppers shouldn't expect this to let up anytime soon. In fact, Kroger and another popular grocery chain will be closing stores starting this month. Read on to find out if your go-to grocer is shutting down. Let's see, let me play this.
There's no meat, no toilet paper. It's just crazy.
Frustrated customers looking for groceries but finding empty shelves. Blame Omicron, experts tell Reuters. The Washington Post reports there was a labor shortage even before the Omicron outbreak, affecting not just grocery stores but many other businesses. A sizable number of existing employees are also unwilling to get vaccinated and are losing their jobs. That and the holidays and winter storms. The consumer packaged goods industry is missing around 120,000 workers, out of which only 1,500 jobs were added last month, Consumer Brands Association tells Reuters. The National Grocers Association says many of its store members are operating with less than 50% of their workforce capacity. More people are also preparing their own meals, so there are more shoppers. So there's food, just not enough workers to stack those empty shelves.
That's from Penny Jim. Let me hit this one here. The popular grocery chain is closing stores in December, and more may come. Let's see, I read stuff there. Chances are there are a few different grocery stores where you live, but as with many things in life, you probably have a favorite one to shop at. Maybe it is the best produce selection or a nice area of baked goods. Or maybe you're just forged a special relationship with the employees. With that in mind, saying goodbye to your preferred supermarket can be both inconvenient and upsetting. Now, one popular grocery chain announced that it's closing location, with the potential for many more closures to come. Read on to find out which chain is shutting down. I keep trying to read on, but they're not telling me. Last one I'm going to click. If you not lost a single store in your neighborhood over the last few years, consider yourself lucky. A retail largely fueled by the pandemic, but exacerbated by less than stellar economic conditions, was hit almost everywhere since 2020, with the companies forced to shutter brick and mortar spaces across the U.S., and that includes plenty of essential businesses. Even grocery stores are feeling the heat. In fact, several popular chains are gearing up to close locations soon. Read on to find out more. No, hell with them. See, let me go down here. Grocery stores have not been spared on the ongoing retail. Back in June, Sprouts Farmers Market permanently shut down 2 of the locations in California. The following 2 months brought closure from 2 other popular grocery chains, Lidl and Kroger. Both companies took an axe to 2 stores each, with I don't know how you say that, Lidl closing location in North Carolina and Virginia. Never heard of that one. And Kroger shutting stores in Arkansas and Texas. Now, more grocery chains are getting ready to reduce their retail footprint. 3 different grocery chains are recently revealed stores closure plan based on the various news report. The first up on the chopping block is a ShopRite in Connecticut. The company notified the Department of Labor that it will be closing its stores in Waterbury on November 11th, NBC Connecticut reported. Just 2 days later, on November 13th, a Whole Foods in Inglewood, an area located in the south side of Chicago, will shut its doors for good, the Chicago Tribune reported. Following these closures, Giant Eagle confirmed to ABC affiliate WJET that it will shutter a location in Edinburgh, Pennsylvania the next month. According to the newest outlet, the company's store will close on December 30. With this Waterbury closure, ShopRite is leaving the community after 40 years. The store's Facebook page indicated by the closure was coming as a result of the retirement of Paul, I don't know how to say that last name, owner and operator of the Waterbury ShopRite. But in its letter to the DOL, the company cited economic business reasons and determined for its shuttering. I don't know where they get that word from, shuttering. The real countries for I think say that word. Anyway, folks, stores are closing down little by little. They're doing it. Walmart probably be trying to hang on, stealing all the customers. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Like, subscribe, comment. Until tomorrow.